This is Module 3, dealing with drywall and the installation of drywall. So we're going to talk about tools that is used for gypsum board application. And the objective of this section is really just being able to identify the different types of tools used for drywalling. The most common tool you're going to use is a knife to cut it. It's very easy to cut. You don't need no special saws or any power tools, but a cutting tools usually is a knife, a utility knife, or a drywall knife, what we call a carbide cutter. And it's made out of the materials that's carbide, some very hard material that cuts very cleanly. And the second thing is something to keep a straight line. We use a 4-foot T-square, and this 4-foot T-square, you will lay it against the drywall, and you will be able to cut a straight line, very straight line with this tool. It saves you a lot of time. Plus, this tool is not just for square, but you got measurements on it, so you can use it to measure out different parts of the drywall where you need to make multiple cuts. Other tools you find, something to cut, such as different knives. There's a drywall saw. This little tiny one, looked like a keyhole saw. Matter of fact, it's if let me just get with my laser, I can point to it. So this is a keyhole saw, or we call it drywall saw. It's a small handheld saw that we use to cut holes by piercing the tip, which is very pointed, into the drywall, twisting it, and then start running it back and forth to make an opening. So if you need to make an opening into the wall, like to cut in for a outlet, electrical outlet, or a switch, that we can cut out something very quickly. The other type of saw would be the hand saw. And this hand saw, if you need to cut out an opening around a window or door, this is probably the quickest, fastest way to do it. The other thing is what we call a rasp. A rasp is something that we run against the side of the cut piece to help clean it up, to make it smoother. So once you use your utility knife to cut the drywall, we snap it and use our utility knife to cut the paper. The second thing we would do is to clean up the edges. So let's say you cut something that's maybe slightly too large. The drywall panel is a little bit too large. We can file it down very quickly by using this rasp. The circular cutter, we use that if you for ceiling panels, when you're going to put a recessed lighting in. So basically we can put this center point where the center of that light fixture would be, that recessed lighting, and we'll adjust this for the size, and we spin it around to make a circle, and then we can cut it out very quickly and have a very clean cut. And the last thing is this power tool. This is a roto zip tool, and it got a small, look like a drill bit, a little small drill bit blade inside of it, and it spins at high RPMs, and we can cut around electrical boxes as you're installing the drywall. So all these are other tools that you would use with cutting and installing drywall. Here's some additional tools. This is a board lifter. Drywall should never touch the floor, and there should probably be about a 1/2 inch of space from the floor to the bottom of the drywall underneath it. So to get it up, we will slide this lifter underneath it, so the drywall actually sits on this little ledge here. Get the little pivot wheel underneath it. You step on this portion of it, and it will just lift up because of the pivot. It will lift the drywall up, so you can screw it to your framing through your studs. And so using something to lift it to keep it off the floor. And it speeds up the process so you can work by yourself. using this tool. So you don't need help to lift up the drywall sheet. This is a drywall hammer. It has a very large head on it, the backside. It's like a hatchet in the front, and they got a little thing to pull nails out if you need to, about right there. So again, this is a special hammer used for drywalling. The other things, today we don't use many nails these days any longer. We use mostly screws because it's faster. And so there's different types of drywall guns, screw guns. And so this particular one is a battery, is a cordless one. There's a corded one. It doesn't matter which one you use, but they all designed to drill in drywall. So here's what makes it different from a regular driver. It has a release. So once you can set the depth of the screw, how deep you want to go into the wall. Again, here's the key. The key is not allowing the screw to go too deep that it would tear the paper. So you want to countersink it so it doesn't stick up above the edge of the paper. So you can see a little knot each time there's a screw because we countersink it so we can fill it in with drywall compound. So it will be a smooth looking wall once you finish it. So again, these are screwdrivers, power ones to add it, just the hammer for drywall nails if you're using nails, and this is the lift. Other things, this is a drywall lift. This will make your job so much easier if you're working by yourself. This lift can lift drywall up high, especially if you got a, let's say, a 10 or 12 foot sheet of drywall that you don't have to be wrestling trying to get it up there or using two people. One person can use this by setting, this goes all the way down to the floor. You can set your drywall panel on it, and then you can be able to lift it up to the ceiling, because the way you install drywall, you start at the ceiling first, then the walls on the top, and then you fill in the bottoms. So that would be the process. The other thing, if you don't have one of these tools, you can definitely rent them if you don't have one. Um, but you can make yourself a T-brace. Basically, this just taking some 2x4s and you're just building it to be able to fit. So you can actually hold a sheet of drywall to the ceiling as you put screws in. So again, this tool certainly is better, but this will work. I have used both of these when I couldn't afford to use a man lift or a rented one because I was in a rush. I would just grab or make one real quick to be able to hold my drywall up on the ceiling. All right, got a couple questions for you. First question is that the tool commonly used to cut gypsum board panels to size is again, it's very simple. It's a utility knife. That's the most common we're going to use.